Hey guys, it's Bitcoin Schmitcoin here with another video update for Bitcoin Magazine's video series for Bitcoin market analysis. I just want to go ahead and apologize for my lack of video the end of last week because I was actually sick, as you can probably tell by the tone of my voice right now, and I actually lost my voice toward the end of the week, so it wouldn't have been very productive to have a video with someone who can't properly speak. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Last night we saw a very strong breakout, and it broke out of this nice reaccumulation trading range. We see the reaccumulation trading range outlined by this gray zone. You don't need to know entirely how a reaccumulation trading range functions. All you really need to know is that it is a type of sideways consolidation that is bullish. It shakes out the bears, it shakes out all the free floating supply, and then moves on to another level where it will either reverse, go sideways and consolidate, or just keep going upward, right? So let's go ahead and talk about first the levels that we broke out of, the levels we're testing now, and where we will likely see some selling pressure. So throughout this trading range, we saw high swings of buys and sells until ultimately we entered into this sideways channel, which is outlined by this red zone here, and we can see it's a very different sort of price activity. We call this a change of character because it's markedly different than the rest of the volatility throughout the trading range. So we see large swings, and then suddenly, after a series of higher lows, the market stops having these large swings and it gets tightly bound. And we started to ascend in this change of characters type of situation for about a week. And so ultimately, we popped north. So where are we going now? If we look at the daily chart, you should recall that over the last few videos, we were talking about how this was like a bit of no man's land, and that we were probably not going to see a reversal in here, and that most likely we would be testing this zone in here. So that's where we find ourselves now, and so far, no sizable selling pressure to speak of. I'll drop this back down to the 60-minute here, so we can take a closer look. But right now we're consolidating upward, which is bullish, of course, and we're coming up on a test of the high we established last night. What I would like to see is a push to new highs, and if we do see any selling pressure, I want to see these levels respected. I want to see the price come up and come back down, but the market doesn't have to come back down and retest. It can very simply just keep going upward. I would not at all be surprised to see some selling pressure kick in right at these lows here. There's a lot of selling interest there. A lot of people who bought during the bear market are now underwater, and a lot of them are going to be looking to get out. So it makes sense that as we come up into this level, we will most likely be seeing some selling pressure kick in. And yeah, from there we'll have to see how the market reacts, but I do think we will be testing this $5,800 level. When we look at the health of the macro downtrend, and this is cleanly broken, right? We had this downtrend that governed the entirety of the bear market, and we just broke right through it. And now we've got a very interesting situation where people keep trying to short the market. They keep getting dunked, and a lot of supply is being absorbed. If we look at something like the Bollinger Bands, which is just a tool used to visualize volatility, we can see that the market very quickly consolidated on these daily Bollinger Bands. They very quickly consolidated, and now we see them expanding. So without getting into the details of how Bollinger Bands work, you can just think of it as the tighter the Bollinger Bands, the more consolidated the market is. And as the bands start to expand, that is a forecast for increased volatility, as John Bollinger would say. And yeah, so that's what we see. We see expanding Bollinger Bands following a squeeze and a very high volume, high spread breakout of our daily range right in here. So the reaccumulation trading range combined with the daily Bollinger Bands consolidating and beautifully squeezing and breaking out, I would not at all be surprised to see us testing even these levels in here. So, but, you know, baby steps. We got to overcome this level here, these series of prices, this $5,500 level. And, but other than that, things are looking very bullish. We'll have to take a look later on in the week. And unless I get sick again and lose my voice, I'll be doing another update later on in the week. But that's all I got for you guys. Have a great midweek.